Freedom has never been free.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of slavery.
You can't do research on black issues if we don't create the economic base necessary to create the facilities where our scientists can go in there and do what needs to be done. We can't separate ourselves from the social relationships that's needed in order to create our own reality. That's what we've been doing from Jump Street. Black history, if you really think about it, is all about what black people have done to increase the benefits for white society. None of that stuff was to help the interests of black people. You see, but because we're just so great, no matter what space we're in, we're gonna do what we do. But this is about creating opportunities for ourselves. The only way we can do that is by erecting our own institutions so that we can employ one another.
To speak on issues today with like mass incarceration, police brutality.
Whereas for at least 25 years you have prisoners, which are new labor forces that are taken advantage of by private companies, basically doing free labor.
Well, you know, you said that police are predominantly white. They are. Now, you know that they have to operate pursuant to the rules of civil service. So you know, in order to get on the police department, you have to take a test. You have to score high enough to be called to the academy. And then you have to go to an academy that's going to last at a minimum of 20 to 26 weeks. That's just to get on the police force. They do a lot of outreach and soliciting in minority neighborhoods, black, Hispanic neighborhoods. They have signs up. They have signs up in front of the police department. Please, we're having this test. We want you to come in. Do you know they get almost zero participation from the black community when it comes to recruiting police officers? So you can say they're predominantly white, but ask the converse of that question, why don't more black and brown people sign up to become police officers so they can police their own communities? You're pointing the finger at a problem, but you need to figure out, number one, why don't black and brown people want to be cops? So that's a long conversation, right? But then you complain about there are no black cops in my neighborhood.
And then that kind of hurt because over the summertime I worked maybe 15 hours a day just to get my car, and then he's telling me this is your car. So these are people who aren't checked because the representatives out in this city don't care. Like you have people who are the white populations voting for these people, and a lot of these white population, you go farther out into the countryside, they have Confederate flags in their yard. So you're letting people who want you to be oppressed vote for those who are oppressing you, but we're not doing anything about it because we're not going to the booths, basically.
We're getting influenced and we're opening our eyes. You're opening your eyes to these things. The more you open your eyes, the more you open your mind to it, and you're becoming more accepting. So the way you move forward is just standing here. So be grateful that you see different faces and it's just not one face that's here.
The majority of the prison is made up of people of color, when in reality only 14% of the United States population is black people. So the fact that most of those people are incarcerated is ridiculous in itself.
This is not a game. You got to get involved. It's not enough just to sit here for a couple of minutes and then we go about it. We don't even speak to each other on campus. We walk past each other with our noses all twisted and all that. Like, this is crazy. We're supposed to be the future.
Ring with the harmonies of liberty.
Days, that means put your hands behind your back and keep your hair professional. I wish they loved me like they loved my culture, but the only time they love my culture is when they want to grab the wall and wiggle till their asses fall off. I wish they loved you like they loved your culture. But the only time they love your culture is when you're some exotic butterfly for them to clip your wings and wear them at Coachella. Where's that outcry for the same black guy that has been drained of his life when all he wanted was an after-fuck snack of Skittles? They need to respect our existence or expect some resistance, because they think if we gonna let this shit slide, they are sadly mistaken. They will catch these hands like the seeds of the sea.
I hate to be so selfish, but I have a problem and I need your help. I have encountered a wicked, wonderful wall of amnesia and I can't seem to find a way to get over it. You see, my wall stands as tall as the tallest and as wide as the widest. It's impossible to overcome myself. And that's why I'm here to ask you, who am I?
African-American females experience intimate partner violence at a rate of 35%. 22% of homicides due to domestic violence that happen in our population are the death of Black women.
Life has been so different, and when it happens, it all happened so fast that losing him made me feel like a part of me was missing. But it's okay, because when I saw my baby, when I saw my sweet baby boy, I felt like I could breathe again.
Court cases get delayed time and time again, trying to make us forget what actually matters. What matters is that a 16-year-old African American was sent to Rikers Island for almost 3 years for allegedly stealing a book bag, a crime he didn't even commit. Now just imagine spending the majority of those 3 years isolated with no one by your side. Imagine being the target of all the inmates and the guards, the ones who should be protecting you.
Saying that 2 men stole his brother's backpack caused me to lose my life. My friend and I fit the description that night because we were Black. I was told that I may be able to get to go home that night, but instead I spent 1,000 days on Rikers, 700 of which were by myself, locked up in a box. I had 30 court dates, and all of them were pushed back.